Thor 4 can give the MCU its female Avengers moment. Subscribe my channel and press notification bell all, if you are new here. Thor, Love and Thunder is the perfect opportunity for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to have a proper female Avengers moment after their brief team-up in Avengers: Endgame. The MCU reached its peak with Avengers: Infinity War and Avengers: Endgame, which saw Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones and wiping out half of life in the universe with the snap of his fingers, and the surviving heroes later joined forces to undo the snap and defeat Thanos and his armies for good. This first wave of content, known as the Infinity Saga, came to an end with Spider-Man: Far From Home, but the MCU is far from over, and the highly anticipated Phase 4 will cover both TV and film, introducing new characters and bringing back heroes that are already well established in this universe, as is the case of Thor. The God of Thunder made his debut in the MCU in 2011 and seemed to be stuck after his second solo movie, Thor: The Dark World, but the following adventure, Thor: Ragnarok, gave the character a much-needed change, allowing him to return for a fourth movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor will share the spotlight with Jane Foster, who will take on the mantle of the mighty Thor, making way for a proper female Avengers moment. Avengers: Endgame had its A-Force moment when all the female heroes present at the Battle of Earth teamed up to help Captain Marvel, but it was very brief and looked pretty forced, being nothing more than a fan service moment. On the other hand, Thor: Love and Thunder can make things right by including an important moment from the Mighty Thor storyline from the comics. In it, in order to help Mighty Thor in her fight against Cole Borson, who happens to be Odin's brother, Thor Odinson and Freya arrived with an army of women, which is the perfect opportunity for the female Avengers moment in Avengers: Endgame to pay off. The MCU hasn't been the best when handling female characters, often using them just as romantic interests or victims, and it took the studio a long time to finally give a bigger role to its female superheroes, as it did in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and the upcoming Black Widow. The Thor trilogy is a good example of how the MCU has used its female characters, as they have been painfully underplayed with the exception of Thor: Ragnarok, which introduced Valkyrie Tessa Thompson, who later joined the fight in Avengers: Endgame. Thor 4, then, has the perfect chance to fix the problems of the female Avengers team in Endgame and the handling of female characters in the Thor movies by repurposing the A-Force moment and having Mighty Thor lead them, including Lady Sif, who is set to return. This would also open the door for the team to return in future movies, even preparing the ground for the female Avengers movie fans have been asking for. Thor: Love and Thunder is the MCU's best chance at the moment to give the audience a proper female Avengers moment in a more organic way than Avengers: Endgame did, thanks to the source material having its own female army moment.